Hello, today for review I've got yet another Ukrainian product. It's made by Flux Lab and it's one of the most affordable offers in their lineup, because Flux Lab, well, I want to say widely known, but actually not so widely, but pretty known as a manufacturer of really high-end solutions. For example, they recently, also not so recently, I think last year they released desktop digital analog converter with streamer and amplifier, Atlas. I will add some links if I'll find to the description, and it was really highly appreciated among those who want to achieve some top-of-the-line solutions. Also, they created pretty popular digital analog converter and amplifier combo Solid 1, and now they've decided to use their knowledge and technologies in order to create small but powerful and really well-sounding digital analog converter. Its name is Iriy and it exists in two versions, and today I will review solid state, the one with solid state amplification, because also there is a version with tube amplifier. It will be a matter of one of the next reviews. So, as you can see, it has a bit unusual shape, and they've came out with unusual ideas. It has attached headphone stand, so you can use it with your headphones, and it's at the same time it's a stand. But I will cover it a bit later. Price is $1,000. As a digital analog converter here used AK4399, and amplification is made via Muse's op amp, and output stage is built using discrete elements. Also, it's available on the mass drop. They run one drop. Price is $750 on the mass drop, and I think you can on the mass drop press notify if you want, if you'd like to get notification about the next drop. And now let's have a closer look. I will skip the unboxing part because the transport box of this combo is pretty big, lot of cardboard, lot of foam to guard it against all the troubles of mail postage. So inside you will find digital analog converter itself, external power supply unit. As you can see, it's really big because good audiophilic power supply require a lot of space. So also you will have Torx wrench to attach this headphone holder, some additional screws, USB cable, power cable, and this leg to use as a headphone stand. Let me zoom out a little bit, it's still big to fit on the table. I will add some photos here so you will get an idea, but probably I won't install it right now. So let me clean the table a little bit. Clean the table. Zoom back in and let's move on. So it's made of metal, solid rubber feet, so it will stand reliably on the table. On the front you will have two outputs, regular 6.3mm and 4-pin XLR, but actually it's just for the convenience because it's not balanced inside. They've decided not to implement balanced output because first, it's really powerful itself. It's 1.4 watts for 32 ohms load, and also channel separation is also really above average, so no need in implementing real balanced schema because they achieved same characteristics without using balanced amplification. And you know, balanced output, it's not like a magic when you just plug to this out and you will have a better sound. So balanced out is always a matter of achieving better channel separation and more power. And if you get both of these things in stock version, no need to do that. So it's just for convenience to use with headphones with XLR out. On the upper side is made of plastic, but it's pretty thick plastic. You can see that it's thick, and they've implemented upper side in a pretty unusual way. I'm not sure why they've made this tray here. Maybe you can use it to store here something. Actually, I just got why they do that. You can store your headphones cable here, so you wind it and you put it here, and it will stay reliably. And also they implemented nice opening here. When I was a kid, I really liked to disassemble things to see what's inside. And here you will have a window. You can see digital to analog converter chip, the proprietary USB isolator, and a lot of other details inside. When you turn it on, also there will be some LEDs glowing inside, adding more effect to that. And on the back side there is power switch. Actually, I forgot to turn it off. DC input, auxiliary input, so you can use it as a pure amplifier, input selector switch, and gain switch, so low, high, and USB. For USB here used Amanero, if I remember right, and I think it's one of the best solutions to implement the proper USB. Actually, one of suggestions I gave them is to make these captions a bit thinner, so maybe in next versions they will implement that. Besides that, I think it has its own look. It's really small, it doesn't occupy a lot of space on your table, and it's just, nice accessory to have beside your computer or notebook or something like that. Forgot to show you, if you want to attach this headphone stand, you need to remove these 3 screws here, then put it this way and screws that bigger black screws back, so it will hold in a reliable and handy way. And of course, about the sound, I won't pretend that I've connected it to the source now, just put some headphones as an illustration, and as usual I will use VA Audio H1. It's just the model that I use really frequently. They line in my shelf, on my shelf, and this time it makes more sense because it's headphones, DIY headphones made in Ukraine, and not so DIY digital to analog converter also made in Ukraine, so it's double combo. And of course, Flux Lab have a great experience on the audio market, and definitely they managed to tailor really well-tuned sound. It's resolving, it's powerful, and at the same time it's not, it's natural, but it's not monitoring and it's not dull. They've added enough of small touches to make it sound more energetic, more emotional, and so on. So let's start from bass. Bass here is linear, it's not accented, it's really tight, really well controlled, it has really good depths, it goes really to the maximum depth, and even with headphones that don't have deepest bass, sometimes it managed to pull that deeper layers of bass. Not always, of course, because there are headphones that are hopeless in this matter, but anyway, especially it's good with some good natural planar magnetic headphones. Of course, I won't even tell, about resolution, about punch. You will have all that. Really realistic attacks and decays, not too dry, not too slow, with good weight but not overweighted. Everything is really nicely done. Of course, it shines the most with some realistic low frequencies, so I don't know, for example, some organ music that is recorded really nicely, starting from some Bach music and ending with Gustav Sjökvist and Arne Domnerus records, or I don't know, my beloved Musica Nuda with their double bass and so on. But synthesized bass sounding okay too, but it's the case when you listening some electronic music and some real instruments with this digital tone converter, you will understand the difference between different types of bass, synthesized and sampled, and realistic. Mids are, uncolored and with a hint of added emotions. It's not making accent on the micro detalization, it's more playing in macro style. Macro dynamics is superb, so it's great with different explosions, with emotional music, with different kicks, punches, and everything like that. It's really dynamic. It's 1.5, almost 1.5 watts of power, so it will drive almost anything to perfect level, and of course it's controlling everything well. Imaginary stage is noticeably above average in width and in depth, so it's really superb sound. When it's not too much, not too few, everything is in place. Probably I'd like a bit more focus on micro detalization sometimes, but it's a matter of preferences, and it would be nice to have separate handle, like more micro details, less micro details. And when you listen to some poorly recorded things, you just reduce that micro detalization. When you listen to some audiophilic stuff, you rotate it back. It would be nice to have such handle, but we don't have that. And as an example, I don't know, take every single genre, starting with some, good performance of Mussorgsky pictures at an exhibition. Actually, I've got 3 versions of this scene in my media library. One is Berliner Symphonical Orchestra, second one is Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and third one, actually, I like it probably most of all, it's Mekong Delta version. Kind of thrash metal style, but performed really nicely. So, and I think I'd name this version as an example here, because it's a great combination of emotions and drive and distorted guitars, and at the same time it requires technical performance, and this digital tonal converter will give that to you. So, nice stage and nice emotions, but what I like the most is treble. So treble has superb extension, so it's critical to the record quality. In this aspect, treble should be recorded nicely. If you will get some record with compression artifacts, with some traces of loudness wars, or when sound and mastering engineers didn't do their job well, you will hear all that issues in the treble area. And of course it depends on headphones, but if headphones are natural and resolving, you will hear that, and most probably you won't like that. At the same time, with something that is superbly recorded, like for example Arne Domnero's Jazz at the Pawn Shop, it's one of the greatest recorded things in the history. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but still it's really well recorded thing. And first of all, because of that ambient that surrounds the music, all that sounds of nightclub, all that people speaking, waiters going here and there, and all that noise, but at the same time it's recorded really superb. And such records require perfect treble performance, because the treble it's the spice that makes such records shine, because treble bear overtones, and overtones bear information about the room where it's recorded, about the hall, about the audience, and also treble bear information about, treble bear overtones, and overtones give the sense of real instruments. What is the difference between some good violin made by some famous Italian master and something modern or even sampled. Mainly it's overtones first of all, because main tone, you can copy main tone, but you can't copy overtones. Well, you can try to do that, but it won't sound in a natural way. So here you will have great resolution of the treble, really lifelike attacks and decays, because if decays were slower, treble could be a bit more polite, but at the same time it will start lacking layering and separation, make treble a bit faster, or make attacks and decays a bit faster. Treble will sound a bit cleaner and sharper, and sometimes it's adding a bit of clarity, but at the same time it will start sounding more metallic and less natural. And here they've found nice balance, but when you've got like more than 10 years of experience in high-end audio, I think it's something that you should be able to do anyway. Of course, if you are treble sensitive, if you like some treble coloration, it won't be a nice option for you. It's it's a high-end device for those who like uncolored high-end sound, and it will give anything to you. So basically, I've already told about the power. It's really powerful. It will drive almost anything, with few exceptions like Abyss or Hi-Fi Man HE. Actually, Hi-Fi Man HE6 sounding pretty okay with them, but not the what is the name? Sandara or Suswara tough, that super tough model by Hi-Fi Man. Other models like Odyssey, like other models from Hi-Fi Man, it's sounding really nicely, and I think that it really shines with isodynamic models. At the same time, it's really good with high impedance models. Unfortunately, I don't have ZMF headphones, but I've read a lot of good reviews. It's 300 ohm dynamic driver models, and it will drive them most probably without any issues because of power. At the same time, there is a low gain, and it's okay with pretty sensitive models, but of course the most sensitive in-ear monitors isn't a good load for it. Powerful desktop digital tonal converters with powerful amplifiers usually isn't the best choice for the super sensitive in-ear monitors, but actually Hi-Fi IE-Match solves that issue in vast majority of cases. And a few words about comparisons. It overperforms my Ulong TA10, my reference point. Of course, Ulong has more trendy features like switching filters, nice screen indicator, and more connectivity, but at the same time here you will have more natural sound with a bigger soundstage and more realistic sounding instruments. Another similar digital tonal converter I reviewed, it's S Audio Focus. I made the review of the digital tonal converter some time ago. It's more resolving, but at the same time it's more analytical sounding, so it's more monitoring and a bit less highlighting emotions, so it's for those who prefer natural representation. And also it has that crossfeed schema that is adding virtual surround sound effect, but it was a matter of different review. So to summarize everything, really device with really high potential. It's small, it's not looking super fancy, probably like some bigger digital tonal converters, but creators managed to put really lot of stuff here. Nice clean, super stable power, isolated USB, Amanero USB interface, perfectly implemented rec lock to fight the jitter, nice powerful amplification, clean and clear, giving you a lot of power. So it's a nice looking, small small device, at the same time having really big sound. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.